June is here again, and summer is fast approaching, and it's packed with video games that want your time and money. This is the series in which we look at the best games of the month ahead, from the AAA to the free-to-play, and the hidden gems along the way. I'm Adam, hello there. Stick around for some really bad dad jokes at the end. New games for June 2025. Here we go. The headliner of the month may be the Switch 2's release and $80 games becoming a norm, but there's also a new Kojima game on the horizon. Death Stranding 2 on the beach, or Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus, as the internet likes to call it. The original Death Stranding was a love it or hate it kind of game, due to the delivery simulator vibe and the countless hours walking. Well, Death Stranding 2 takes on board all the criticism given over the years, and previewers so far say On the Beach is closer to Metal Gear Solid 5 than it is Death Stranding. Tactical and stealth combat are the key upgrades, and it's also Kojima weird, like a living man who is a doll, and should we throw him into an enemy base, he'll ping the location of all the bad guys. And then it's our choice how we take them out, slow and methodical, or all out rage, just like the options in Phantom Pain. That said, deliveries are still here and they are still important, and now there is a day-night cycle and other things to contend with, like earthquakes, sandstorms, floods and bushfires, because this time we're in Mexico and Australia. And I did a little research, and yes, there is a boomerang weapon that we can unlock. Death Stranding 2 on the beach comes to PlayStation 5 on June 26th. FNAF fans, the latest installment in the Five Nights saga is here, Secret of the Mimic, the horror survival game, which this time around is set in an abandoned workshop called Costume Manor. And yeah, you already know what's going on here. We rock up to investigate, and lo and behold, a prototype shape-shifting endoskeleton known as the Mimic is lurking around in the shadows, and every flicker of light will give you a heart attack. And as the name suggests, the Mimic can become any of the costumes around us. Any of them. We'll be running for our lives, exploring a labyrinth of rooms and corridors, and just look what day it releases on, Friday the 13th. Good luck if you choose to play Secret of the Mimic, coming to the PS5 and PC. Next, MindEye, a game from former Rockstar employees, a single-player action-adventure game in which we have a top-secret implant known as the MindEye up in our brain, and it's been deactivated, which is causing us memory issues. So we search for answers in a world where technology is king. And the police here are AI robots. Interesting premise, and judging by the gameplay, it's a great deal like a GTA game, and very much like Watch Dogs too. But there may be an issue as I'm writing this, because nobody attending previews has been allowed to play the game, only watch it. This could be no issue at all, but when I've attended events like that, it usually means the game's unfinished, or worse, is riddled with bugs. So my suggestion here is to wait for reviews on MindEye just to be safe. And MindEye comes to PS5, Xbox Series and PC on June 10th. Here's an interesting co-op first-person shooter for you, FBC Firebreak. And the first thing of note about Firebreak is that it's dropping straight into PS Plus Extra and Xbox Gamepass. We play as a team of janitors working in the FBC, which is the Federal Bureau of Control, and our job is to clean up any attacks from otherworldly beings. It shares a lot of similarities with the Left 4 Dead series, or a little bit of Deep Rock Galactic too. In teams of 3, we fend off hordes constantly, and that's where things get bizarre. For example, one mission type has us hunting down a post-it note monster. He's literally made from sticky notes. And each time a run ends, the next time we go in, that monster will evolve into some freakishly large creatures. Plus, each teammate has a unique skill only they alone can perform, making coordination between the 3 players imperative. And to keep us coming back, there's a steady stream of unlocked weapons and upgrades and incremental improvements to gain. Because FBC Firebreak is a game as a service. We could be playing this one for years. It's coming to PS5 as part of PS Plus, Xbox as part of Game Pass, and it's on PC too. And also, it's not a full price game. It's $40, €40 or 33 quid here in Blighty. As we're already 1 foot into free-to-play games, let's do that section next. And did you know Rainbow Six Siege goes free-to-play in June, renamed and updated as Rainbow Six Siege X, with a shiny new UI too. This update also brings in a brand new game mode called Dual Front, which takes the usual 5-on-5 and ups it one. This is 6-on-6, and both attackers and defenders can be selected working on the same team together. And there's also unlimited respawns, and we can switch operators freely. We must defend our own HQ whilst fighting towards the enemy objective room, then planting a sabotage device, defending that, and then pushing forward into their headquarters. If you don't want to play that, the other game modes are still here if you prefer the more intense One Life Siege gameplay. An important note to mention though, even though Siege X is free to play, the devs have talked about how cheating is rife in free to play games, so to combat that, ranked mode is staying behind a paywall. Will this work? Time will tell, I guess, but it's nice not having to play against someone who can see through walls. Siege X lands on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC on June 10th. Coming sooner than that is an action MMO style RPG set in a world they blend together steampunk and sorcery. They call it Magic Punk, and the game is Crystal of Atlan. We collect character classes like musketeers who are focused on range attacks, or swordsman who, as the name suggests, likes to be close up in fights. Plus there's also spellcaster characters, there's summoning characters who bring in a companion. It's the usual lineup when it comes to character classes, because the real dopamine hit comes from the combat in this game. It's speedy, it's fast, it's flashy as hell. The place you'll lose most of your hours though is grinding to unlock skill tree points and spec a character to exactly meet your playstyle. Crystal of Atlan supports both PvE and PvP play, and there is a gacha system, but unlike other games which have us gambling to get new characters, instead it seems right now the gacha system is only for costumes and pets. That will likely change, but I thought it was noteworthy at this point. Crystal of Atlan comes to PS5, PC and mobile on May 28th. A quick note, a free game that I missed last month is Date Z, Welcome to Massville High, a short dating story game in which we sweet talk different ladies and a couple of dudes to form relationships. But get this, it's during a zombie apocalypse. We must secure a date for Friday night, but make sure you choose wisely. Not everything here is what you expect. Also, those who like easy platinum trophies, you could have this one done inside an hour. DayZ, Welcome to Massville High has DLC to buy to get the full story, yet if you just want a quick easy platinum trophy, this one could be worth your time. Another game that straddles both free-to-play and premium is Deltarune. You know it, the long-awaited parallel story to the magnificent Undertale. Right now, the first 2 chapters of the 4-chapter story are free to everyone, exploring a mysterious world alongside cast of new and familiar characters. This pseudo-RPG comes from the mind of Toby Fox, whose approach to game design is not like other developers, with very untraditional retro-style gameplay all linked to the story and many hidden secrets to find along the way. Combining bullet hell with time-based minigames with turn-based combat and general puzzles to solve too, all in this 8-bit art style. Well, as of June 5th, chapters 3 and 4 will release, making this finally a complete story, or at least a story that should get near an ending. Deltarune chapters 1 to 4 will cost $25 or €25 or £20 in the UK, and it comes to PlayStation, Switch and PC. A game trying to take on Rocket League and FIFA is Rematch, the football game, in which we control a single player and work with our teammates to get the ball into the goal. What's different from real football here is the lack of fouls. There are no penalties or badly timed tackles, and more importantly, there are no offsides, the rule that causes the most issues in real life. On this pitch, fouls are legal, and there are no breaks in play thanks to the entire pitch being enclosed, just like Rocket League. At launch, the game will feature 4 multiplayer modes, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, and then there's a ranked version too, with cosmetics, events and battle passes being the main focus of updates. So yes, it's another live service game. There are many versions of the game, but the very base bottom version costs $30 US, €25 and 20 English pounds on June 19th. On June 17th, look out for Date Everything. Yep, it's another dating sim. Originally intended to release on Valentine's Day, it was pushed back, and now we really can date anything, from a microwave to a toaster. It's really strange, but in this world we have a pair of glasses that can turn inanimate objects into human-like beings for you to chat and build relationships with. And that is the second dating sim in this video. Strange month. And gamers from yesteryear, you should know the 25th anniversary of System Shock 2 has arrived with a remaster of the 1999 game. This one takes place in a starship of the Von Braun, where a hive mind known as the Many start to infect and recruit the crew. And we are the only ones who can stop this mass conversion. It should be said, games like BioShock and Deus Ex owe a great deal to the System Shock series. It was revolutionary in many ways, but I don't know if it has aged well. Find out on June 26th. Okie dokie, you survived the video, so in return I owe you dad jokes, like this one. What is 66% of an Irish poop? 2 turds. I had to ask my nearest Irish person if that was okay to tell that joke. It was, phew. Anyway, what's the best birthday gift ever? It's a broken drum kit, of course, because you can't beat it. Badumdish. The walk from my house to the local bar is only 5 minutes, but from the bar back home again, it takes over an hour. The difference is staggering. Get it? I liked it anyway. A butcher bet me that I couldn't reach the meat on his top shelf. I couldn't do it. The stakes were too high. I'm Adam, you're awesome. If you have time, please watch this video because nobody else in the world has. I'm Adam, you're awesome. It's been a pleasure. See ya.